Hello everyone, my name is Kid Zeal and welcome back for yet another live stream where I'm not looking at the camera when I'm starting the bloody video. Look like crap. Give me a moment. Just gonna put on my hat. There we go. Alrighty.
Not very professional. You should already be doing this stuff. Should have done.
Yeah. Alrighty, so here's the deal, guys. Obviously, we're gonna be doing some story. But I am also kind of wanting to try the 24-man raid. I do need to unlock it still, and I don't know where it is. So I think it's probably going to be in the Crystal Tower or Yulmore. Yeah, as you can see, I've also been doing a little bit of Blue Mage. I've gotten a decent amount of spells. I'm doing alright. I mean, you're looking at all the spells I have, aside from... I do have one other little bonus spell there, but it's one of those class bonuses. It doesn't really matter to me none. Like one of those class archetype ones. But alright, let's get to a level 80 class. Why is it so quiet? Oh, that's why. My headphones were set low. Alright, I think I'll go as the Dark Knight. I do like my Samurai, but we do have a dungeon to enter, and it's very unlikely. Well, no, that's a lie. It's a newer dungeon, so. I'm also hoping to sell my free company for about 5 million. So I'm hoping if we see some red text, you'll know what that is. Tataru seems eager to make up for lost time. My dog just dropped her Kong. Kid, gods, it's good to see you. I hope your being here means you've had your fill of rest? No more than my fill. Not so much as 40 winks, truth be told. You're so selfless. That's your problem. But you'll be no good to anyone if you don't take a break every once in a while. Anyway, not much has happened since your last visit, and I planned for you to meet the helper I told you about. But he refuses to answer his link pearl. I do hope he's alright. You've been exchanging messages with the Eorzean Alliance throughout. Though, there we go. They say the fighting has finally stopped at the Gimlet Dark, and that the Empire has shown no sign of movement. Back's a little stiff. Which means we might actually have a moment to ourselves for a change. Seeing as you're back, maybe you could tell me more about your time in the First. Great. Oh, and if you don't mind, I'd like to ask Flamen to join us. She'll want to know what happened to Minfilia, and I think it's best she hears it from you. We'll meet you on the terrace at the House of Splendors. Oh, that's upstairs. Okay, yeah. I haven't been to Mordona in so bloody long. Like, when people mention places, and most of the places anymore, I just don't know where they are. I actually almost need to always look at the damn map. Look, it's bright enough outside that I can actually be seen when it goes dark. There we go. Just a little bit, though. Only a little bit. Alright, so we need to go up here. Either way, I do hope that everyone's been having a pleasant day. I've slept for like maybe 2 hours, so I'm probably going to be up for about 3 or so. However, I do have some coffee warming up, so There's that. Yeah, over here. On the left? By the looks of it. Yeah, they're there. Ah, yes, my lovely singer-dancer Makote chick. You are awesome. Ah, kid, my, it has been too long. Totaro did mention that I would be joining you, did she not? Thank you. Words cannot well express how I have longed to know more of the first. This world of Ophelia has sacrificed so much to save. But come, rest your feet. Tataru should be arriving shortly. Oh, that feels better. Literally just did like probably like a full month's worth of data transfer right there, like in the span of a black screen. I wasn't paying attention. Oh no! To have such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. In that respect, they are quite alike. It would seem her legacy is indeed in capable hands. What are you talking about? Could I ask a favor of you? When next you return to the first, to tell Ryan that what I cannot. There we go. To tell her thank you. And I would offer thanks to you as well for staying with her to the end. Begging your pardon, but could I have a word? Why do I feel like I know this doke? This doke. Who's this folk? The dark folk. Ah, Ryul. I hope you're here to tell me you've received... Ah, for fuck's sakes. Stop that. I wish. Nay. I've not had a peep out of him. And it's been a good long while now. Too bloody long. On account of which, I'm going to sneak over the border and see if I can't get a signal to him from close up. What if they catch you? There must be another way. Well, it ain't as if we can ask the Anchor to do it. Besides, I shouldn't have no trouble picking me way through Gimlet now the fighting's died down. Gods know there's enough shadows to hide in. And it beats waiting around here twiddling me thumbs. Any road. I just thought I'd let you know before I'd best be... Ugh, I nearly forgot. Crow's at the stones, and she wants a word. Something to do with the patients. She was getting ready to examine them again, and when I left... Getting ready to examine them again when I left. There we go. There we go. We'd best head back. Then I'm sure it's important. Good thing it's a lot faster to get back than it is to get here. I can just jump right off. Just like this. Alley-oop! Sit up straight, me. Woo! Manigarm. Yeah, my buddy was kind enough to do the whole invite a friend thing. Oh, he's actually telling me to go inside. Hey there, how's it going? Yeah, I finally got a damn computer. PlayStation camera thing. That thing. Whatever this thing is. Alrighty. What are you doing, Mako? Causing me more trouble, more pain, more suffering? Is that what you're doing, huh? It seems she's still examining them. Oh, I do hope it's nothing bad. Yeah, you and me both. What's happening? Is our bodies like turning into dust? Are they becoming incorporeal? Mako, what are you doing? Pain in the butt? That's what you are. Stop causing issues.
You're here. Good.
Of course I am. Where are you expecting me to be? Anywhere else?
So, how are they?
Still locked in slumber, but
No
otherwise
surprise.
in good physical health.
Good. So why are we here?
For the present, at least.
For the present?
Lack of soul.
No. Is something wrong with them?
They don't have a soul.
I'm afraid there may be. I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed.
It's really windy outside.
Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them.
Yeah, it could be pretty much anything. I usually switch between Makote, Aura, and Viera of late. That's what I've been switching between.
Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile,
Good
remains
morning.
relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Pretty much.
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time.
That's not good.
Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening.
I hope so.
Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
If I can do so, I will. Believe me. No rest for the righteous, eh?
I realize you've only just returned from saving 2 worlds, but time is not on our side.
But where's she even supposed to start? We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
I was about going to the one guy in the Crystal Tower could probably fucking fix it, you know?
You
Time
stated
travel.
in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct?
Yeah, but he was also going to use a lot of white energy to do so. I'm not dying for him.
Raha
Fuck that.
always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along.
Yeah.
His plan might well have worked, but I for one am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer.
I don't know what you're talking about. I feel as OP as ever. Of course, I also
There
need to get
is
better
another
gear.
way, I am sure of it.
I hope so.
And the key lies with him, with the Exarch.
Well,
Pray
yeah,
return
he's
to
the one who
first and
pulled them
apprise
there.
him and the others of the situation.
Alright.
We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
I bloody hope so. A lot better than hearing this crap. People are dropping dead like flies simply because their souls are in another world. What kind of bullcrap is that? Alright, to the Crystarium! A whole 1,000 gil later. That being said, I do have some coffee heating up. I doubt it's even close to being as warm as I would like it to be. I need to get more chapstick. With winter being here, my lips tend to dry right the out. So while we are here, let's actually just take a quick peek. Because I haven't been here in a little while. Well, I guess there's someone to do. Yeah, as you can see, I still have 2 more of these quests to do. That's the healer and the mage. My black mage is 76, and while I intended to do it with the scholar for a while there, with my friend being back, I decided I will level up the white mage. Now, I'm not going to be half-assing that. I'm probably going to be absolutely rushing that this weekend. He has a lot of story quests to do, and I would probably benefit from just pushing my class quest or my class level up than waiting for him. As much as I would like to wait for him and just take part in all of his stuff at the right level, you know, helping him out, it's gonna take too long. I should have already had this stuff done for you guys. You have business with the Crystal Exarch. Just say the word, and I will be happy to escort you in the outer. Is that what you said? Ocular, whatever. Miko, please don't tear that thing apart on my bed. Ah, got some work to do, eh? Well, I do wish you the absolute best in your day. Have a good one, man. Crystal Exarch, let's see here. Ah, kid, you are returned. I hope your time in the source was suitably restful. Oh, but of course it wasn't. Go on. What do you expect? Their corporeal ether shows signs of instability. By the gods, the possibility never even occurred to me. You've returned in the hope that my research has yielded a solution. I fear you will be sorely disappointed. 'Tis but a mercy we have the likes of Mistress Krill and Master Matoya to keep our friends' bodies safe while we wrestle with the problem. But they cannot forestall the separation of body and soul indefinitely. Come, the others must be told. So how are we going to tell them? Are we going to tell them via Link Pearl, or is it going to be something else? Look at all the blue. All the blue. Their world is translating into my world because the blue screen is fucking on everything. Yeah, me and my open closet back there. Which hat is that? Oh, that's my Andromeda Initiative hat. My buddy bought it for me. Not the one that's going to be taking part in these streams, but one of my other buddies. Don't worry about it. There he is. Oriange. I still, like, every time this guy does something, he always seems so sly.
Pray excuse my late arrival.
Kind of evil.
Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
No, they're busy.
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
That's good.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed.
God, your eyes are so red.
I think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryle's findings.
Sounds like a plan. You're dying! You're all gonna die! Your souls, they're being ripped asunder from your bodies. Ah. Good enough? Did I get my point across?
I suppose it was only to be expected that some change would occur.
Oh, that was I haven't done this yet. That was perfect. Oh, that was perfect. I'm sorry. Oh, that response.
Yet our souls seem unaffected, to my eye at least.
Yeah, I could imagine that caused some issue, like some weird things, because I could imagine that the souls on this side would be fine, because they kind of have a corporeal form, I guess.
How long they will remain so is another question. Kryle is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
I shouldn't science magic. Don't try to science magic.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration.
Hi, Mako.
Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy. The magic that summoned you was no exception. 'Tis a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the first. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed.
Then why the hell did you get... How did you get elves? How did you get these Elizans in the fucking plane? I've never been an Elizan.
Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state.
I mean, I think it'd be far more terrifying to see them just go, gone. Far worse. Like, to be fair, I mean, seeing their corpses just fall dead on the floor isn't much better, but to see them just
I would
poof.
not soon throw my life away. Not after the lengths you and yours went to save it. And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home.
I bloody hope not. Damn better.
But should all else fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
You shut your whore mouth.
Ow!
Ow.
What was that for?
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless she says so.
Ah! Damn straight.
Your followers await your divine judgment.
I am a god. Bow before me.
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference,
What happened to her
I think
eyes?
it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success.
Straight up, I'm so confused. At least her eyes looked foggy before. Now it's just... I wonder if it's because it's to the point where it's technically progressed, I guess? I don't know.
I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of her body and soul, but her personal effects besides.
My stuff is mine.
This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
I have a lot of pieces that are part of me.
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us her possessions, she could carry our souls back to the source upon her person?
You belong to me.
If things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on her part, and we'd be left floating in the rift.
You're correct.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend.
Trust me, I could believe it.
Yet were we to immure our souls within an object in her possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured. White Auracite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose. It was
You would need
conceived
one
to
for
imprison
each of
the
you.
massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease. We would need only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back onto our vacant bodies.
Well, as long as we can get you there, everything else can... We could probably leave it up to Master Matoya to be able to transfer any etheric energies from the stone into the bodies themselves, I would imagine.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us. On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves.
Ooh. A palace.
It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Numo chose to make their home there soon after.
Which one's with the Numo?
Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrand is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Soul! It's because they got them. I was about to say sick beats, but that's not soul music.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me.
Murder, death, kill?
Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Fae folk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience.
What are you looking at, you little dork?
They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
I'll just kill them all. Read the books. I will suck their souls out of the marrow of their bones. If that's what it takes. Fairies don't like me much. However, one of them is my bitch. To be correct, she's my branch. The Crystal Exarch would waste no time in seeking help for your stranded comrades. The Grand Cosmos, that is the palace we seek, stands on the opposite shore of the source. I will arrange for a boat to carry us there. Whilst thou journeyest thither, thither, That's a movie I haven't seen in a while. Thinner. I think it best that I devote mine energies to the creation of white auracite. By thy leave, of course. The process requireth no small amount of time, and should the Numo consent to lend us their aid, we will have need of a suitable vessel ere long.
Stop laughing your tongue around me! Get lost! Leave me alone! Stop it!
Agreed. Then I would ask the rest of you to meet me in Sullen, and do be prepared for a warm reception. Bow before me. Hi, dog. Oh God! No! Fuck off! What are you doing? Okay, we gotta go down there. Let's go over here. For gerbs! Detector gerbs! Detector for gerbs!
Come on! Stop causing shit!
Oh, fuzzy fucking weirdo. Oh, there we go. We'll go with the mount that I just recently got. Woo-hoo! Don't you start talking back. I don't want to hear you fucking howling. I don't want to hear a peep from you. I'm actually really enjoying playing the game again. Though, the recent pixelation that I'm seeing is really starting to bug me. I might have to start streaming on PS4. I'm gonna have to look in the box as well, find out if I can find a USB, where am I going? Attachment for the camera. Because I'd rather just use this camera than to have to go out and spend another, like, $80 on a new one. You sound like I'm shy. I just haven't had a camera. I should probably check and see if the coffee's ready though. So I'm gonna park my butt here. Hi, Mako. Right over here by these guys. Oh look, someone's over here too. Ooh. Hey, what's underneath? Let me down. Dive, dive, dive! Somehow I made it to the source. Whenever I go underwater, it's so weird. As someone who does a lot of, well, did, I haven't done a lot lately. I don't even think I've leveled up my fish yet. What are you doing? Yeah. She'll just do that. I'm gonna turn it on to the camera, look around stuff. There it is. And then I'm gonna go check out fish. Only take a moment. Oh look, it's another me. But a moon me. Hey, go get my way. You're in my way. You are in my way. Move. Move.
Tastes just like that. Ugh. My favorite dish. Best served deadly.
Alrighty. I really do like that they gave us the crimson robe, but it's not crimson. It's probably the new raid equipment. That dad 24-man stuff is always being all weird with fucking Alright, breathe. He said the palace is on the opposite shore, but I see nothing on the horizon save empty sky. Curious. I was relieved to hear the Exarch intended to arrange for a boat to carry us across the lake. Not that I would be opposed to swimming, mind you. You can breathe underwater! Shut your mouth. The Exarch said to prepare for a warm reception at the palace. Let's hope it's more cordial than his last visit. Will they even know that we have the sexiest of people? Alright. As I told you before, I had scarcely set foot on the palace grounds when I was set upon by our host's familiars. And I expect our reception day will be no different, which is why I propose we march through the main gate, weapons drawn. I'm sorry, but are we not here to petition for assistance? You can't honestly think barging in, looking for a fight, is going to persuade them. Actually, I believe the Exarch may have the right of it. They have no doubt poured a great deal of time and energy into their creations. Were I them, I should be most interested to meet those who would overcome my defenses. As would any true seeker of knowledge. And there's little we can say or do to convince them to help us. If we know nothing of their character, nor less why they chose to hide themselves from the world, but we can seize or size their interest. Seize their interest? Yeah, seize their interest. Mayhap we can earn ourselves an audience. I'll cut a bitch. Weapons drawn it is then. Though I must say, Exarch, you certainly seem to be enjoying all of this. Do I? Well, I'll not deny that I enjoy the thought of fighting alongside you all rather than pacing about inside the Crystal Tower. You both seem to be in rather high spirits, if you ask me. Not that I'm surprised. Your moods invariably improve when Kid is around. What exactly are you implying? She averted a calamity and the light which seemed destined to consume her. has been extinguished. 'Tis only natural that we would be pleased to see her. Yes, well, we will have plenty of time to celebrate her good health after we've finished here. Of course. Then, let us proceed to the palace. Alrighty. The Grand Cosmos is now accessible. The new-ish dungeon thing. Alrighty. Crystal Exarch. Small talk. Form party. Enter the Grand Cosmos. Save me the time. I'm happy with that team. Register. You fucking dirty fucking bastards. Going back for Starium. I have 2 million. I'm probably gonna have to spend about 400,000 just to make sure that one of my classes is high enough item level. You see, this is what happens when you slack off. Don't slack off, kids. If you're gonna play video games, play them properly. I did this to myself. Ethernet, pendants? Close enough anyways, I'm pretty sure it's pendants. What, did the wind die down enough that the light's not being able to shine through? There we go. Close enough. Yep, there it is. Soul of the Craft. Oh yeah, I got a really cool new title. I think I already told you in the last live stream. Seeker of Blood. Am I still using it? Yeah. Damn straight I am. Alright, Bam! I just want to make sure that I can actually do the expert roulette, because I'm going to need to do it a lot. Sorry, I'm looking at my money. I'm poor. That being said, I do not believe... Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to cancel this. I don't care if it is 9 minutes. Alrighty. There we go. Frick derb! Still tastes like that. Need more coffee. You still chilling out? Yeah, you're still chilling out. You're good puppers. God, I moved too fast. Vroom vroom. I need to level up. There we go, that's what I'm for. I need to level up my, fate stuff. I need to level up my fate stuff in each one of these zones. I need to do the 60, 80? 76. I need to do the 76 fates in each area. That's a lot of fates. I suppose the upside is the fates do still scale for how many people are in the area, and there aren't too many people wandering around anymore, so soloing Fates isn't actually all that difficult. That being said, I should probably consider doing them with my Black Mage and just getting them done. I still have a bunch that I need to do in this zone, which I could do as my Gunbreaker, actually. Form party, enter the cosmos. Right. We'll save them the trouble. Alright. They didn't decur gerbs. I'm gonna have to probably do this a couple times and get some gear. This place probably has 440 equipment, if I have to take a guess. My sword so big. That's some Cthulhu-esque shit right there. Whoa! You're not pretty. You, ugh. To be honest, you're actually quite disgusting. Do I have to kill you? Was that the mage suit? Why do I feel like these are coming from the loop? You see? It's like they think me retarded or something. Am I the only one attacking here? I mean, that would do it, I guess. I did that. That was my fault. That fight took as long as it did. Just dumb at me. Learn to sit properly, I mean. You know what? This reminds me of the Holy Knights from Heavensward. Enough so that it actually kind of has me a little concerned. Iron Justice, huh? Yeah, they're all good. Should have had that down earlier. Itchy. Bring unto them a swift demise. It seems like it could be a pretty sweet hard mode dungeon. Hey, you and I remember those brooms and they were quite differently. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, it's one of these things. Over weapon. Oh, fuck off. Unfortunately, this party isn't very balanced. At least it's not put together with balance in mind, because I have no melee combatants. Oh, someone just hit him with 25,000? Hope you guys do that a little more often. Alright, what kind of weird shenanigans are you gonna have for me? Why do I feel like I know exactly how this is going to go? Ugh. Is that how we're supposed to... Okay, so they continue going. That really hurts. I really do some heals there, Alphino. I think it's shoulder probably just got smucked a little bit there.
Let's give them a go.
That's a good idea. This was done with players, they'd already be dead, but I don't like other people. I do need to level up my trusts. I still need to do that. I've gotten them higher, but the dungeon that I've had them stuck at for a while now really pisses me off. The second boss is just absurd. Like, the boss himself isn't that bad. Oops. It's them. Oh, fuck off. That's gonna hurt me. I should have been fine there. I should have been hit. Oh, hey, congratulations. I really hope that you're gonna enjoy the game. Oh, fuck, he's really hurting me. So for Shadowbringers, you gotta first make sure that you have to, or that you have the account or the game registered. I can't even remember how I got the code because I always ended up buying a physical copy when I was buying it on. What am I doing? Was I always buying a physical copy? Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Oh, did you not give me a chest? Oh, I did. Okay, yeah. So make sure that you have yourself a Mog Station account. You do have to have a Mog Station account to be able to properly register your game. From there, you can actually either look it up, which would probably be your best bet to look it up than to ask me, because I haven't done it in so damn long. But you'll probably have to link your PlayStation account. And then once you link your PlayStation account with your Mog Station account, you should then be able to start playing. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. As I said, if you can't quite figure it out, make sure you look up the guide, because all you gotta do really is make sure that you're on Mog Station. It's not clear cut from there. It's really not. Mog Station is really kind of convoluted. It's really confusing and really annoying. But once you get used to it, you'll be fine. I'm sure you can figure it out. I'm not trying to say that it's condescending. It's not really hard. It's not rocket science. But the way the site's made up is really confusing. So yeah, just keep in mind. The main thing that you got to do: make sure that you have your Mog Station account. When you go to register the key, I think you got to make sure. I think you got to link your PS4, your PSN account. I believe that's something that you need to do. You might actually be able to do that off your PS4 too. So keep that in mind. Yeah, no, Shadowbringers is fantastic. It's probably the best expansion so far. I really enjoyed the Dragonsong War as well. So that's the first expansion after level 50. If you're doing the story and you're just sticking to the story as you're technically supposed to, and you probably should be there by level 54. Just like the same with getting into Stormblood, you should be about 63 to 64. If you're looking just to... And silly me, if you were actually being literal with your question, and you're trying to figure out how to install the game, when you have the client itself downloaded on PSN, if you've got that option, which you should already have, if you bought it on PlayStation, then it will either already have it installed, which likely isn't the case, or when you start up the client and you log in, it will automatically update the game. So you yourself, you don't have to worry too much about most of that, like having to make sure that the DLC is installed. The moment that you log in to go and play again, it will automatically download the expansions. It'll do that for you. Yeah, I figured that should be there. Feel free to ask me any questions though if you're still there. Like, I don't know, like if I answered your question at all. But I did my best to cover all my bases. Thankfully, I do believe that PSN is a little bit more intuitive than Steam is when it comes to trying to register a product. Because I think once you have your account registered, if you buy it, it's just automatically applied to your account. I'm pretty certain that's the case, as long as you link your account. Okay. Sugar Fending. I really should start using the AoE whenever that pops up and I'm surrounded by toadheads. Whoa, 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 whoa. I did it again. Hey, don't you start fucking going after them, you bastards. Flying pigs. These guys are dream eaters, if I remember correctly. And that has to do with the fairy quest. Oh, I've forgotten that they were even a thing! Wow, look at me. I legitimately completely forgot that the fairy tribe was actually like a beast tribe now. Oh, wow. Hey, you're cool. Oh, she's actually sweet. Oh. I don't know, that plant's pretty dope. It's a pretty sweet plant. I'd let it slow me down. I inspect the crap out of this thing. Look at this. It's so cool. Happily, show me your Garden of Eden. Ow, that fucking hurt. Oh, it's the lost spot. She's a siren. Direct seeding. Huh? Oh. No. Enough. Aha! Aw. We killed our little cute babies. Blah. Oh, bargains. Fallen petals. I feel like she could be a pretty interesting raid boss. The mechanics aren't hard, but they're interesting. Lost love again, huh? Ooh. It's one space. Someone's playing music. Oh, it's her. On the color, huh? I really should make sure that's there. Lost love. Wins. I'm guessing that's a 30, isn't it? Oh, 45! Cool. Okay. I can get behind that. Whoa! Racco statue. Those weird new magical fairy wyverns that I saw earlier. I think I managed to die to one of these things. They're nasty. Like in the open world, if you run into them and you're not ready for them, they're nasty. They are not very good. I hope not. If you're holding back on a lizard like that one, then I'm the one who's going to pay for it. It's a broom! Sweep me away! What the hell? Brooms speak in Latin. Props to anyone who knows what that's from. Ooh, that's close. Oh, I didn't manage to break this time. Oh, I see. Are you about to throw plates at me? Oh my. The moment I saw them, I knew. Oh, that is actually really fucking cool. Genius way to use scenery. That is so cool. That is so cool. I was having a brain fart. Some moth burst. How fucking name would that be? Moth burst? That's so badass. I want to be named Mothbird. I feel like I'm about to fight a cavalry guy. Yeah. Why don't you just look familiar? Never mind. Not as familiar as I thought you would. Or else you did. That was Valor. Ow. Oi. Sir Finnibird. And Lord Totel Totiwell. I'll speak Elvish. For a second I thought they were the ones summoning something. I knew it was me every time. Oh, okay. Huh? Oh, they got him. All I saw was him disappear. All I saw was him disappear, and I thought he was doing something. Oh, it's a ball. Ah. There we go. How lovely. Ah, oh no, behind you. We just want to talk. Do not make me fight the goddamn thing. Please. Ugh. What are you summoning? What the fuck are you? Yo, is that an elemental? This dude just summoned a blood elemental? Yo! Not cool. Not freaking cool, bro. Son of a bitch just spawned a god. damn elemental on me. You are such a good. Oh, okay. Let's go to hit alleyway. What just happened? Oh no, not Mortal Flame. Huh? What was that wall blue? Oh, I see. Interesting. Hey there, thanks for joining. Oh, scorching web! Ah! So good for not paying attention. Culling blade. Why do I feel like that's really gonna hurt? I just missed, didn't I? Oh shit, I ran right into that. Didn't hit me though, I'm lucky. Hello! Fire's man, fire's man. Alright, I'm good. This is a really interesting boss. Captive bolt again. So my guess is the soft cap my guess is the soft cap is how many things to burn there are. Which means I do not have enough time. This is probably the last thing we're going to have a chance to do. I don't think DPS is high enough. Captured bolt. Okay, cool. I'll take it. Whew. Yeah, really. And he's like, I'm coming! Don't forget me, guys! I don't think I'm really gonna like this. Okay, you know what? No, that is fucking badass. I like that. That is so cool. I don't like the tail thing. The tail thing can go to hell, but that hat. Oh, that that is just beastly. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, that is such a cool set. Warg. The Warg. That is so cool. Alright, is this one going to be voice acted, or am I reading this one? Okay. Probably have done.
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
You know, you don't sound very unlike what I expected. Oh, it's one of you guys. Little mole man. Yeah, you want to explain what the fuck's going on?
It's good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
Shake? Beg?
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter.
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence? It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
I saved the world, you bastard.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion. But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
Spelling was incorrect, I believe, but... God, these things are weird.
If you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just... No, I mustn't. Not again. That damn court mage seemed to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety. Oh, you know not what you ask of me. What horrors my knowledge has wrought.
Nope, not in the slightest. But I'll find out in a moment. You mean the magical plague of Wobert? Yeah, I remember hearing about this.
You know of the plague?
Of course I do.
Then you know how dangerous soulcraft can be. Instead of saving your friends, you risk damning them. Are you sure you're willing to take that chance?
The only alternative is they die.
No. No.
Or at least that's what I would imagine to be the case.
Oh, very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. and I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
That's such a kick-ass helmet. I don't even... Like, I can't even say anything else about it. It's just... It is so cool. Arfinode! There you are. The others have gone ahead to the Crystal Tower with Big Lug. For the record, I truly wish we hadn't had to resort to using such words when treating with them. I have ever sought to convince, not compel, yet I cannot deny that a part of me is glad Ryanje shared his knowledge of the new Mo with us. Had he not, Beklug wouldn't be here. Speaking of whom, we should hurry to keep our guests waiting would only add insult to injury. To keep our guests waiting would only add insult to injury. Move now to the Grand Cosmos with party NPC avatars. Make use of the feature open trusted interface. Blah, 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 blah. What? Really? Okay. So, are you telling me I'm going to be able to grind out? Is that something I'll be able to do? Huh. Okay. Looks just about ready to leave you behind. He does. Sorry, I keep tooling with the damn camera, but I can't actually sit straight for long. Ugh. As this chair is really uncomfortable, and the back sits so far back because it's damn broken. We mustn't dally here any longer, kid. If Beklug is to hear the truth of our travels in the first, you of all people should be present. Oh, the story! Oh, the story! So before we go and do that, I'm gonna go and grab more coffee. The rest of the coffee that's there, rather. I would have liked to have had some tea, but my dumbass didn't think to warm the damn pot. So I'll just have the rest of the coffee. Alright. So, I will be just a moment. Did I remember actually turn that off, or you guys have been hearing yourself talk the whole time? Okay, that's good. Oh, good. Good. Oh, that's hot. Whoa. That's some hot coffee. Just death. Death coffee. Alrighty. My lips hurt. I really wish they would let us use our mounts here. Like, this area is huge. Like, it's huge and pretty. So pretty. Mental instability. That's a good name. I like that name. Let me in. Okay, am I gonna have to read this one? I want a purple tattoo on my neck. Let me have a purple tattoo on my neck.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing,
Sup?
but that you hail from another world as well?
Sup?
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities, all of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony.
Of course not. I wouldn't either.
But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies.
You're correct.
Save you. Your body is your own.
Damn well better be.
And your soul is the densest of them all.
I'd imagine so.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Volthree and the Sin Eaters.
Volthree.
After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
That'd be awful nice of you. Mr. Candy Cane here.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself. As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change.
That's good.
I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
Y'shtola will happily accept that.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
That is one hell of a helmet. I bet it looks really good on the warrior. I really bet that it does. Alright, what are you gonna have me do, huh? Am I gonna dance a little ditty? Alrighty, let's see here. What do you have to say? You've spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you given any thought as to how you might return to your world? Yeah, White Oversight. That's the answer that we've come up with. White Oversight. White Oversight, you say? An intriguing proposition, but one which fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have become highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. In such an energetic, unstable state, there is no telling what may happen to their souls within your sight. They could very well become immutable, to transmute, never to be restored to their bodies. Then, would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes. But the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim. Well, that sounds ominous. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail? In order to maintain a corporeal form, your soul is constantly drawing ether from your surroundings. This process must be halted and the resulting surfeit of ether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these faux bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home. Leaving lifeless husks like these poor souls at the inn at Journey's Head, corrupted by the sin eaters, their ether made stagnant by the light. Corrupted? Stagnant? And I see these unfortunate individuals. Why, do you think you might be able to help them? I might, or I might not. But I shan't know for sure until I have seen their condition firsthand. Then I would be glad to take you to them, on the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering. It was my faith in man I lost, not my compassion. Well, I see no need for all of us to accompany you. While you escort our guests to the inn, I will assist Oriana in creating the requisite oversight. I believe my talents would be better applied to that endeavor as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist Beck-Lug as necessary? Yeah, we got this. Let me ask for Amarang then. Let us make for Amarang then. Oh. Not enough coffee. Need more caffeine. Journey's End. It'll just be easier to do it this way. I know where I'm supposed to go. Okay, so yeah. The end of Journey's Head. Why don't I have that totem? What? Am I just a ditz? Did I not see it? I think I'm just stupid. I actually haven't spent a whole lot of time in this area. Oh man, I still have to do my like 1 hour look around on each map too. Yeah, I don't do it on a stream. I usually just do it for me to find like little secrets if they hide any. It's something I like to do. I've spent enough time on like 2 of the maps to find a couple of neat little spots. But yeah. So this is Harlech, is it? His etheric balance leans perilously towards the light. Towards stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Not too bright, are you, boy? The same as all poor souls corrupted by the light. He will become a sin eater. You don't know that? We've defeated the wardens and banished the light from the night sky. Harlech was completely unresponsive before, but now... Then perhaps there is yet hope. If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer on the patients. What sort of treatment? In the course of my studies of the soul, I once created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Vobert. Then for far darker purposes. Lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore never again to make it, but for their sakes I will break that oath. It is not like to reverse the stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief. Okay, so am I supposed to administer it to them, or what? I guess so. The potent tonic invented by Beck-Lug during the time of Vobert is said to revitalize the soul both figuratively and literally. Talon stares blankly at you. It would seem the tonic has had no effect. What is this? Warmth? I feel in my chest. Ah, there he is. Boing. Burn. I feel warm in my legs. They don't feel as heavy. Okay, so it works to some degree on certain ones. Now then, have you noted any change in the patients? A notable rise in body temperature and increase in motor function in most of the patients, at least. The more severely afflicted show no response. Yeah, pretty much. As I feared then. 'Tis true that with the restoration of night, the corrupting influence of light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium given time. But this holds true only for their corporeal ether. Their incorporeal ether, that of the soul, is not so easily mended. Which is why those in the later stages of corruption, like Harlech, appear unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. The boy's soul is too far gone, his mind held together by the finest of threads. There is a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it could take years, decades even. By the gods, he could wake up and find himself an old man. A fine reward for his persistence, the opportunity to mourn the life he never had, a chance to live. No, there must be something we can do. Look, I realize this is not why we petitioned your aid, but do you think it possible we can find a way to hasten their recovery? Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them we might learn something of relevance to your own predicament. After all, if we can manage to purge the light from their souls, we should be able to purge the extra aether that's suffusing theirs. Like their corporeal soul body thing. Yeah. That makes sense. I suspect the Crystal Exarch has told you of my past. That I was once a mage of the royal court of Vobert, and that soulcraft was my field of study. The tonic you administer to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hope to do great things for the kingdom. But, in the end, my knowledge brought only suffering, a plague, the like of which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph instead became my greatest shame. You must dwell in the past, and now you have the chance to redeem yourself. At least the warriors of light brought those responsible to justice. Aye, that they did. I shudder to think what might have happened had they not. There's never enough coffee. Should have used a bigger cup because I poured out the last little bit. But let's return to the task at hand. Finding a means by which we might revitalize these people's incorporeal ether. Ether! These soul energies. God, I really wish that they would remaster that game. Demon Souls. It was so bad, but it was like so fantastic. Alright. Do you think it can be done? Where the sky is still ablaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility. But now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entail the conjuring of a familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for the ether revitalizing magics we will ultimately employ. If you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation into the metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. I'd rather get on with doing whatever it is that needs to be done, if it's all the same to you. Whatever reagents must be procured or spells invoked, I'll do it. Fuck it. I admire your spirit. Very well. Your first task will be to gather the necessary materials. The purest of waters and the finest of clays, as well as a fey lantern brimming with pixie magic, so I'm probably going to have to go get the fey lantern. If you're convinced the resulting familiar will help with the patients, fine. Alphino, the water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we'll have to do to get the lantern. You don't mean... The pixies took quite a liking to us before. If we humor them with our company, I'm sure they will be willing to help us. Fine, we'll pay a visit to Meg, though I never thought you would be the one to suggest going back there. I'm impressed you've been there at all, let alone befriended the Fey folk. Oh, while you're about it, seek out the Numo on Pla Eni. They will have to supply you with the water suitable for our needs. Right. Let's get this over with, shall we? There still remains the matter of the clay. Might I prevail upon you to find it? I can't read. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with the whole AF equipment. Oh, I have to talk to you again, don't I? Yeah. Faux Merlin. Clay from Amarang would likely be best. Know you of anyone who might be able to assist us? As a matter of fact, I do. I could ask the miners at Twine. Well, there are the scavengers at Mortsuk. You know, that's actually really good. I think I'll go with the miners at Twine. Ah, yes, they will be able to point you in the right direction, I am sure. While you and the twins are occupied, I will see if there is aught else I can do to learn of the stagnation which afflicts the people here. Okay, yeah, we're good. Fly away! Brum. Last bit of copy. Oh, pardon me. I do apologize. You know, I'm actually kind of impressed. This patch lasted a lot longer than I was expecting it to. Like, the actual story itself. Usually I have them done in about an hour and a half. It's already been close to 2 hours. Here we are. Where are we? Where do we need to go? Who are we talking to? Ah, here we are. Hey there, big fella. You stopped your drinking? Good, well, what a coincidence. You've come at a good time. We have just this moment finished repairing the Talos and trolley you took to the Nabath, Orang. The trolley was no trouble. But the Talos would have been another matter had we not had a visit from Master Jai. He offered us a share of the leftover building materials from Daedalus, Stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man, that Chinese. He seemed pretty keen on the idea I had for putting the giant Daedalus to work. like a giant trolley. But Magnus still refuses to see all the good we could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, Jarek. But it doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. And something tells me kid here doesn't come all the way here to talk about trolleys. What is it you need, friend? Clay. The best possible clay you can give me. I see. And this familiar requires clay from Amarane. Well, look no further. If anyone can find you some quality clay, it is us. Saying that, it isn't exactly a commodity nowadays. But there must be some lurking somewhere or other, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from Mount Berian mines to make adorable bricks. Audible bricks. Adobe bricks. Place is swarming with coyotes now. But if you're after the good stuff, you could do worse than to look there. Sounds like a good idea. Can I borrow a stick? I'll beat off some ducks. Whack! Don't you come up all on here fucking thinking that you gonna be fucking yeah. No. Whack! Gemstone trader. Don't go thinking that it's a good idea to hit a coyote with a stick. Don't do that. Let's see here. Ovum fleece. You know, there was a time when I could sell fleece for a lot of money. And they're making it really easy to get it now. Damn it. I need more. Fuck, that kills me. I mean, it's great. I don't have to spend gil on, like, glamour prisms anymore, but, like, come on. Now they're telling me, like, hey, you want the good stuff. You want the good fleece? Just spend 4 crystals and sell it on the marketplace for dirt cheap. It's so easy to get. That kills me. Where am I going? Over here? Okay, cool. Okay, I was about to say, that is not a coyote. If that's what they think a coyote is, that is not a coyote. Got a bird. Found a crack. That's a coyote. There we go. Wrong button. I just took a picture. I'm sorry. I didn't want to. I didn't mean to. I'm used to playing this on PC now. You do a big stick. Alright. Take that. Your soul is mine. I'm already going the wrong way. Getting a wee bit ahead of myself. You turn around, you damn giant goat-looking dog thing. Go away. Look like something from off of Full Metal Alchemist. Oi! What are your problems? Go away. Yeah, I can suck your soul out too. See? How do you like it? You're just not a pretty creature, are you? I'm gonna just fly over you. It does appear that this is the only place. Oh, come on! God damn it. It's like bloody clockwork. Yeah, piss off. This area is pretty interesting, though. Oh wait, I wonder if this is a spot up here. Looks like it could be. No? Well, that's kind of disheartening. I actually need to do more sand fishing. I mean, look at all that. This map, I don't know what it is. I've always liked desert maps in most cases. Like, a lot of the time they are really just pretty. Despite them being as dead and desolate as they are, I've always really enjoyed them, and I don't know why. Darn, no caves. I always like to look for the odd cave here and there, like a hidden cave. Like, there's one in the right side of the map on one of the Heavenswards map, like the very first expansion. After the remake. Understand that. Yeah, like the first new map that you get to access, aside from the city itself, actually has this one spot that is really well hidden that I actually didn't find out about until like the last patch of the fucking game. It was really ridiculous. That'd better be the only thing we need from the pixies. If I have to endure one more prank, so help me gods. The twins have returned, and in one piece at that. I'm convinced the pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. You have the clay, I take it? I do, in fact. A finely grained soil material found in Amarang. It's so pretty. It's pretty. Alright. Wonderful! We need but combine the clay and the water and then heat the mixture with the fey lantern. After that it will be a simple matter of setting up a suitable form and performing the necessary incantation. Give it a bucket! Backlug. I have a question. In the event that we had need of this spell and you weren't around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yes. Harlock and the others have offered so much, and I swear to do everything in my power to save them. If there is a chance the spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Mayhap you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state combined with a strong desire to help them can drastically increase the magic's effect. And you are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say there are few in all of Norvrant more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so, kid? Absolutely, she is the best one for the job. Very few, but if aught should go awry, I'll see what I can do. Is that a challenge? Well, I'll be damned if I let it come to that. Then we are all of a mind on the matter. Alize shall be the one to conjure the familiar. Of course, I just call over Twin Tine and just be like, you! Save that. We got a bucket, we got a plate. Now, burn, baby, burn!
Let us begin. I trust you've prepared the clay.
Damn. Conk!
Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy.
A pig?
Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
A porksy. I think I know what you mean. There we are. How's that?
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the invoker believes that matters.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye. Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
Is it gonna be a retarded Porksy? Hey! Not bad!
Not bad for a first attempt. Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric.
Look at his short little tail. Oh, it's so cute. That guy's gonna turn into a super tall, giant monster of a man, too.
Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
A name. All right, I've decided. Now. Go, Angelo!
Interesting choice. Not what I was expecting. Start with the do re mi's.
Mother,
Hey, it was something. How is he back, Luke? Did it work? I believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. If my eyes do not deceive, a hint of color has returned to his soul. Gods, I would jump for joy were I not, if I weren't so exhausted. There we go. You're so close now, Halric. We're so close. As you are even now in your process of discovering this magic, asks much of the Invoker. What you may not have realized is that the same is also true of the subject. As such, we must proceed with caution. However, the further treatment, I have the utmost confidence this boy will... With further treatments, I have the utmost confidence that this boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul has been most enlightening. I will need time to put my theories to the proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect. That is, to induce stagnation. Thus enabling our safe transport back to the source via aerosite. A thought occurred to me about this treatment. Becklug said that the soul is rendered dormant. The mind is separated from the body, that a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound like some of the tempered back in the source? Not really. It is the fate of most tempered to become slaves to primals, save in a handful of cases, or am I missing something? If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know of at least one in the source who could desperately use such treatment. Gabu. Which one was Gabu? Gabu. Which one was Gabu? I'm literally just like, I'm not sure I follow. I feel like he was one from the last expansion. Gabu, his condition is eerily similar to Halric and the others, the only difference being that his soul was suffused with orthospected ether from summoning Titan. Oh! The mute! Right, that mute rodent guy. Got it! Rather than light, it follows that follows that if his soul is subject to similar kind of stagnation, there may be a chance that we can save him, right? Forgive me, but who is this Gabu, fellow of whom you speak? Right. I see, his condition does sound similar, yet there is so much and more about the soul that remains unknown, even to me. I say this not to discourage you, but understand. You understand, but to remind you that this is a delicate work we do here, work requiring patience. Of course, and as long as there is hope for the patients here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend that time in idleness. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angelo and continue with their treatment. The two of you should return to the Crystarium with Becklug and see if you can make some headway with their newly posted theories. Posited theories. Okay, whatever. I would tell you the rest first, but I see you're not to be convinced. Ah, the Fire of Youth. Let's return to the Crystarium then. Finally, I found you. Who is it? Oh, it's this guy. Grow a tail, would you? Cashier, what are you doing all the way out here? There's trouble back in Yulmore. Lady Chai is beside herself, sighing, pacing the whole lot. Near enough, begged me to go and find you. Sighing and pacing, you say? It must be urgent. I take it I will be returning to the Crystarium alone. Go on. It's not as if I have anything for you to do. Thank you, Becklug. Sorry for bothering you and all that, but she says the future of Yulmore's at stake. What's going on? I'm guessing it's like, we need to be in charge. Cashier is anxious to see you and Alphino back to Yulmore. Lady Chai is up in the parlor. Best not keep her waiting, eh? Lady Chai, that's that fat cat chick, right? Itchy all over. Itchy, itchy. Yulmore. Down. So I can sit back. A little bit. There we go. I want nothing more to lay down on my bed, but I also want to do this. I need to get it done. Come on, hurry it up. Load. I should be doing this on PC, to be honest. But I don't know if this camera would plug in anywhere. God, this place is so energetic. While we're here... Crap. Crap. Ah, there we go. Yeah, it does appear. Appears I'm gonna have to figure out where that raid is somehow. I also really want to get that. Eden. Eden is so cool. Apparently, he even Eden even does the cutscene from the damn Final Fantasy VIII. So I'm really I want it. I want it in my repertoire of minions. Well, Matt here seems to be out of the ordinary, though I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside again, staring off into the distance and all that, sighing. Strange. Let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress. I gotta take that helmet off. There we go. Nizzer. 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 There, chubby cat. Chubby cat. Most overweight Makote I ever did see.
Oh, thank heavens you're here.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
Still haven't regaled us of what?
Chai?
That is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
began after the events at Mount Gulg. With Lord Vorthry out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well? No one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Yulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice. Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced. But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee? Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
You truly think so? What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
Sorry, but I think he's fled. While it would be funny, I don't believe that he actually would have.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return. Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
Kick his ass into the fucking right way. Arrgh!
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
Still wish they would do something about the whole tail situation with Makote. I really do. I really have no use for food. Even when it comes to raids and all that, I just don't care. Raids and potions are annoying. Night World silver pieces. It makes no sense for Master Chai to have left without a word, but even if he had, he would not have done so unobserved. Someone here will have seen something, I'm sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leave, or failing that, if they have any idea where he might have gone. I'll meet you at the Glory Gate to compare notes later on. Slate on. Hello there, Moen. What do you gotta say? Master Chai, well, yes, I spoke with him recently. Though I recall he was in a rather dour mood, concerned about Yulmore's neglect of industry, you see. With Lord Vothry's apparently inexhaustible stores of mule In no great need for money, it's little wonder our businesses were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai that the Boutique of Splendors will do all that it can to contribute to the revival of trade here in Yulmore, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon after. Your exchange with Moen has taught you about the stagnant state of business in Yulmore. Okay, now I gotta go down to the bottom. Glory Gate. I did see that purple spear that the guy had, and it was glorious. God, I have a lot of leveling to do. Oh wait, there's a guy here. Hello? Oh, here we go. This guy? Nope, not this guy. Hello? Who are you? Where are you? Hello? Oh, there we go. Glorion! Looking for Master Chai, are you? Is something amiss? Last I saw him, he seemed ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insisted he rest and catch his breath, and we talked for a while, about his concerns over the city's defenses, amongst other things. He made more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after a confrontation with Lord Vothry, and finding General Ranjit in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us all to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. Not to blame you, of course. Without you and yours, we would still be blind to the error of our ways. Anyway, funding permitting, I proposed replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the derelicts of Gatetown. We have a duty to protect not only Yulmore, you see, but the surrounding regions of Colusia as well. And I, for one, would welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for that cause. Indeed, I told him as such, and he seemed relieved to hear it. It was on that note that we parted ways. He headed outside, as I recall. Your exchange with the Quarian has taught you about the perilous state of Yulmore's defenses. So clearly he is concerned about the city's well-being. Like, that cannot be denied. So he's probably gone to either gain funding or for outward help, like external help, in creating a sustainable way to survive here. I recall a man fit in that description asked to speak with the poor buggers lately come from right. Said he wanted to know the state of things down at the derelicts, and you can be sure we gave him an earful. Lack of food, medicine, clothing, there was plenty to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can scavenge, and it's barely enough to fill our bellies. But folk here don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself, something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though. Not content with having his ear chewed about the derelicts, he asked about the other settlements and all. After that, I can't really say. Looked like he was headed for Gatetown last I saw him. Alrighty. Yeah, no, it really does seem like the moment he was given that role, he was immediately just set right into work. What an absolute beast. Can I get up there? Let me up. I want to get that. I want to get it. Gimme. I'm back. I wanna. There's gotta be some way to get up there. Doesn't require me using my brain. At least not much of it. Don't make me math this out, please. Sorry, I just want to do this real quick. I'm trying to... Yeah, that's how I'm going to have to do it, isn't it? Oh fuck, that's not that bad. Oh, have I seriously not set that to one of my favorites? On here. There it is. Bam! Ow, my glankles. Ah, there you are. How did you fare? Have you learned anything which might offer a clue as to Master Chai's whereabouts? Dude. Interesting. He apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well. They discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Yulmore, an idea to which the proprietor was surprisingly receptive. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place. Yulmore, I mean, not the Bee. Perhaps, but the question remains, where did he go after leaving the city? All we know for certain is that Master Chai has shown great concern, not only for Yulmore, but its surrounding settlements. It seems logical, then, that having consulted those within the city, he would wish to do the same to those without. Kid, would you go and make inquiries in Bright? I shall do likewise in Stilltide, Gate Town. I leave to you, Cashier. Fair enough. Where shall we meet when we've finished? Well, Top Rung would seem to be his next most likely destination. Let's convene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him by then. But if not, we will be well situated to continue our search. Alrighty. I need to go here. I hope there's only like 2 or 3 more quests. Like, obviously, it probably shouldn't leave on one hell of a really crappy cliffhanger, but I would like to try and get back to sleep soon. Achievements in current area. No, the name doesn't ring any bells, but there was a rather dapper-looking Mistle gentleman here not long ago. You want to talk about relations between Wright and Yulmore, or rather the lack of them. We lost a great many people to their promises of mule and the chances of a lavish life among the free. And Bothry, though, to take even more from us, conscripting a few able-bodied men we had left to guard his paradise. I needn't tell you what happened when the Sin Eaters came. Such things are hard to forgive. But Vothry's gone now, and we're curious to see what will become of Yulmore in his absence. That's what I told your friend, Chynuz, was it? And I'm sure the others said the same. Not what he wanted to hear, because he left soon after, and that was that. Alright. Better be above me. Yeah. Going up. The music in this fucking... like, this game. This expansion is just... It literally, like, stands above the other expansions in such a way that is just absolutely amazing. Its music is probably some of the best I've heard in a Final Fantasy game, period. I have played Final Fantasy XV. I didn't really think much of it. There wasn't anything about it that really stuck out. This game's music, it is so good. This expansion in particular is just so damn good. So he paid a visit to both Wright and Gate Town as well, did he? And he was also down where I was. I see. Kaishir and I gleaned much the same. He seems determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Colusia. The only likely place he has left to go being Amity. Come, if we are quick, we may yet catch up with him. Actually, that's kind of a lie. Final Fantasy VIII had a really, really great soundtrack. Oh, got it. Man, look at the size of these things. Oh wow, look at all lit up. That's really nice. Alright, where are we? Ah, here we are. Hey there, pretty boy. We've been looking for you. You left your wife without a damn word. Come on, dude. Kid Alphonse, Kaishir, what are you doing here? We might ask you the same, Master Chai. We have been looking all over for you. Looking for me? Whatever for? Lady Chai has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you disappeared without so much as a word to bade us return you to bade us to return you to her side. What in blazes are you talking about? I left a letter for her in our chambers. Though I suppose she could have overlooked it. And when she gets an idea into her head, I can only apologize. No harm done, Master Chai, but since we are here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told you had been elected mayor, and from what we have gathered from your nearby villages, you have been inquiring about the people's grievances. Is it safe to assume you mean to take office? Now, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Colusia. That much is true. But I am by no means sure I am the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges will require resources, and until I have secured them, I would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I see. And you believe said resources can be found here? Indeed. The people's grievances are many, but in the course of my inquiries, I have already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel may yet make a mayor of me. With respect, such forethought is, in itself, proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Chai, and I am certain this man of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusion. For what little it is worth, we will vouch for you should he require convincing. Whatever you need, you can count on us. We believe in you, Master Chai. We believe in you, Master Chai. You're the man for the job. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything. You've got your actions to speak for you. For as long as I can remember, all I ever wanted was to make it into Yulmore, but that dream's gone now. Burst like a bubble, or boil, more like. Anyway, outside of repaying Master Alphino, I haven't had a clue what to do with myself. Spent most days in a daze, but you've been running up and down trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you can do it. You got this lot up to Mount Gulg, didn't you? How hard could it mayoring be? You're going to steer Yulmore to a better future. I know it. Ugh. Now to help. Properly help. Do something that makes a difference. I don't know what that is yet, but I'll work it out one way on the way. There we go. If you let me come with you, that is. You give me entirely too much credit. The lot of you. But I can't deny it gives me heart. Crumb then. Let's press on together. English. I don't like speaking it. Sit up, me. Sit up. Ah, God. There we go. Thank you, Master Chai. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Yulmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I'm here. To find one with the experience needed to see the city thrive. Ugh. Who is this man exactly? And are you certain he's here in Amity? Redden is his name, and yes, he is. Or was. I had scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided his time was better spent elsewhere. He served as chief advisor to Vothri's father when he was in office. If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Rendon was the left. And between them, they kept Yulmore on the road to prosperity. The city needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. But even if you do, what makes you think he will listen? Make him listen. It's our job, right? Kick his ass until he does. Before giving chase, might it not be wise to speak with those who know him here in Amity? They may be able to shed some light on his reason for rejecting your overtures out of hand. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps we should start with Tristal. As I recall, you made rather a favorable impression on him. I'm certain he would be willing to talk to us. I don't remember who Tristal is. You tend to forget a lot of characters. Oh, it's this kid. Greetings, friend. And to you too, Master Chai. I presume you are here to ask after Rendon? I couldn't help overhearing your earlier exchange. Yes, well. With Vothri gone, Yulmore wants for a leader. Should no one rise to the challenge, the city would very well collapse. I came here seeking Rendon's counsel, in the hope that we could build a better Yulmore together, and that is still my wish. But given how abominably you were mistreated there, I will quite understand if you choose not to help. Worry not, Master Chai. I bear no grudge against you or the people of Yulmore, and I would not see you suffer for Vothri's doings. Little bacon. As you no doubt gathered from your meeting earlier, Rendon can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and little patience for anyone he deems less committed to their own. Your desire to right the wrongs of your past, of Yulmore's past, is quite admirable, but I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf works against you. I can see it in your eyes and the way you carry yourself. It goes without saying he sees it as well. You must let those feelings go, Master Chai. Be more assertive. Commit to this course and prove to him Yulmore has the resolve to change. The resolve to change. I believe he was heading towards Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go and speak with him, I suggest you be firm and clear in your intentions. Very well. To Pit 8 we shall go. And I will not take no for an answer. Nay, not even a maybe. Going north, is it? Alright. I have a very large screen in front of me. Look at the size of that thing, eh? That's nuts. You would think with Vothri being gone, that whole thing would just collapse. Jeez.
Well, well, it's you again. Well, I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
No, I didn't invite them, as it happens, though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Yulmoran's. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Vorthry's villainy, the famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Vorthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Yulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Vorthry was creating. And so I left my homeland behind. But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Vorthry's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. But this much I will say. It is my hope that Yulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Yulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. It seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with Vorthry. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Yulmore for the people.
A Yulmore for the people. I'd rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office. You would? You ask me to help you solve Yulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
Oh boy. Yeah. Right then. Is there a particular issue you would have me resolve? You seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems Yulmore now faces. I assume you will agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is the most pressing. Ah, yes. Mule being neither a desirable nor a less sustainable option, I assume alternative foodstuffs are now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers is not likely to contribute much to society, save violence, perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer, and I will consider offering you my counsel. A combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply, and the other that of production. Go on. For the present, Yulmore's coffers can be used to purchase food from neighbors. Thus, this would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The village that once served as source of trade for foodstuffs must be repopulated, their means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relations with our neighbors, guarantee security and stability in the region, and most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. My. Think of that all by yourself, did you? Well, yes, it begun as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago after speaking with the people of Yulmore and the nearby settlements. You've impressed me, Chinese. I have? Well, that is a relief. Or you haven't you haven't secured my support yet. Well, lay my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you would ask them to rebuild, you must prove them the means to do so. You must provide them the means to do so. There we go. A fair point. Rendon and one to which... Fair point, Rendon. And to one to which I have given much thought. Here we go. I propose the use of Talos to aid them in the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talos. But Daedalus Stoneworks closed their doors years ago without a ready supply of the necessary equipment. The people would starve before your plans could be put into effect. Well, as the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, it just so happens that Talos are my field of expertise. And with a little help, I am quite certain that we can acquire what we need in no time at all. Ah, good God, of course you're looking at me. Dick! Just can't leave me alone, can you? Rendon is quite right. Building Talos from scratch would require time, and we simply do not have. Which is why I propose to make use of a long-abandoned Talos which wanders the wilds of Colusia. They will need to be deactivated, of course, and if memory serves, the tools required to do so should still be at top rung. Come with me. Well, all they need is to be repaired, more or less. Once you put them out of their misery, repairing them after that won't be so much of a trouble because they won't be moving around causing a ruckus. This sound is playing this pretty darn sound. Alright, here we are. Aha, the old memory hasn't let me down. This chest contains canisters filled with decidedly potent insulating powder, capable of halting the flow of ether in a Talos. We need only get within throwing distance of one and let fly, thus disabling them without damaging them. Genius. An old trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be a simple enough matter to get them to march to Yulmore. More extensive repairs can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I have said before, it's high time we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to manage. Come off it, Master Chai. Even if the Talos ain't a threat, there's 101 other things out there waiting to make a meal of you. That as may be, Kaishir, but Ren didn't task me with solving this problem, and I will not sit idly by while others risk everything to see my harebrained schemes realized. Not this time. Which isn't to say the mere thought of it doesn't fill me with dread. Truth be told, I can't feel my legs. But if I'm to prove I'm a man worth following, I must lead by example. Well said, Master Chai. Here, here. Alright, but if there's any trouble, we call it off. Yes, well. It should go without saying that I have no intention of dying for this. I've always preferred living to see fruits of my labors. And to make sure I do, I will require your help. It is as Kaishir says, these lands are dangerous. If one is not careful, I would ask you to use my spyglass to look out for any beast that could get in the way of my work. I would also need you to alert me when it is safe to subdue the Talos. Understood? Don't I already have one? Pretty sure I already have a spyglass. Good. Then let's be off to the quick way through the north gate and see if we can't find a suitable vantage point for you. Unless my dog ran off, chasing after my roommate. Yep, sorry, tap my phone. Alrighty. Oh, I see. Nose is itchy. I did it! I did it! Let's move on to another Talos, shall we? Oh boy. Come on, turn around. I do believe I'm getting the hang of this. One more. You can leave the next one to me, kid. It's about to turn around, isn't it? Oh, no. You got it. Good stuff. That should do it. Now we have all we need to proceed. I can scarcely believe it. It was a reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked. I did it. Master Chai, I believe I owe you an apology. Your plan to replenish Yulmul's food store showed forethought and sound judgment. What's more, it is a plan. It's plain your time at Daedalus Stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by the extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Yulmore. I thank you for your vote of confidence, but the fact remains I am wholly ignorant of the world of politics. Which is why I would ask you to join me and grant Yulmore the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. When the people behold these tellus, I have no doubt that they will lend you their support. It would seem Yulmore's leadership is at last in capable hands. Would you not agree? They could certainly do worse, I suppose. We should probably be getting back soon, Master Chai. After you've tinkered with the Talos and all that, Lady Chai's worried sick. Jeez, look at him just go, eh?
Right then, form a line and make for Yulmore.
Good stuff.
What's that noise?
What the hell do you think it is?
Wicked White! Runaway Talos!
They're not run away.
Call the guard!
Go down a little bit more, I think. There we go.
back! All of you!
Is that... Darling, you're back.
But of course I'm back. You didn't see...
Dearest, I can't...
Oh! Oh dear.
She has a grip rivaling my own.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending, instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand? Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor. And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Oh, how wonderful!
Oh God.
Please!
Jesus. Jesus, woman. I don't want to talk to you. There we go. That was quite a reception. One Master Child will struggle to forget. More seriously, the arrival of the Talos has seized the public's attention. Once word is spread around Yulmore, it will be that much simpler to gather one and all, so that Master Child can make his inaugural address. I think this is the final quest. Inaugural. Not inaugural. I feel like I know the word, I'm just having a problem saying it. No need to fret, kid. I have never felt better. Not that all overawed by the prospect of addressing the assembled masses of Yulmore. As for where to do it, if we're to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I suppose the only place large enough would be the Emergent. And I will go and spread the word among the citizens, both free and bonded, that they are to assemble there to meet their new mayor. You there, cashier, was it? Would you go and inform the residents of Gate Town and the derelicts? Of course I will. Good lad. I will let the guards know not to bar the way to Vothra's chambers. It goes without saying that I expect the Warrior of Darkness to attend, assuming she's available. Might as well see it through to the bitter end, eh? The doorman's at the Crown lift. We'll show you up. Seeing the time of running all the hell up there, why don't we? That'd be nice. I smell raisin bread. It's toasted. We have raisin bread. He's toasting it. Probably added butter. Buttered raisin bread. Stop fucking... Oh man, all these cords are pissing me off. Yeah, I've ended up coiling the damn things all up. I probably should have done that a while ago. So they're honestly like really, really long for no reason. I'll do that later. Another fat Makote. Ah yes, Master Chai told us to expect you. The merchant is already filling up with people of all persuasions. Free and bonded citizens, and honest citizens. But for you, our guest of honor, we have reserved a place at the front. Right this way, miss.
Go on, dear.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Yulmore to look around? Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Forthree's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those
so this is a little bit
we once
hard.
called the bonded,
Can't get it.
but today we welcome the peoples of the derelicts and Gate Town too. Today we welcome the warriors of darkness, come to bear witness to Yulmore's new beginning.
Ah, fuck it.
As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Vorthree. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while Yulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values. No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Vorthree must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Yulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address...
Whoops. Oh, come on now.
Securing new sources of food, rebuilding relations with our neighbors, re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done.
I accidentally touched the touchpad.
Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength. For Yulmore!
That was pretty good. Alrighty. Now I'm probably gonna have to go back to Crystal Tower, Crystarium. That was a fine speech, Master Chai. I believe your words stirred every soul in attendance. Stir them to action, I hope. If I have learned anything from all this, it's that change begins with the individual. It is but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Assuming my fellow Umorans can, it shall be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. But must we not forget the individuals who made all of these changes possible? Were it within my power, I would carve a tribute to your heroism into the very stone upon which this city stands. I hate to change the subject, darling, but now that you have officially taken office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? We will not be moving into the emergent, dearest. 'Tis too big for one thing, and too far from the people for another. We will retain our current residence, and I will govern here in the parlor. Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. Much prefer the view from the parlor. Begging your pardon, Master Chai, but have you got time for a word? Yes, of course. Hath and Bat? Aye, that's me. I liked your speech, but there's folk outside these walls as don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow. And more who are counting their crumbs. If you've a plan to change that, I want to help set things in motion. Then we've much to discuss. No sooner do I take office than my work begins in earnest. Well, I suppose I brought it upon myself. Thank you again for your help, kid. I hope to see you again before long. What a day. I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. I sense we all have a great deal to consider. I had resolved to remain here until such a time as Yulmor's future was secured, but it's clear to me now that the city is in capable hands. I have every confidence they will find their way, and I believe it is time we went on ours. Oh, pardon me. With Master at the helm, if only for the interim, I feel I can bid farewell to Yulmor and return to the source with no regrets. So often I was leaving too, isn't he? Seems like everyone's moving on. Everything's changing. I've been thinking about what I should do in all of this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends in paradise. That paradise is gone, but something better's taken its place, and I reckon I want to be a part of it. This Yulmor for the people Master Chai has been going on about ain't gonna build itself after all. Not that I'm much of a builder. Me and my friends will find a way to make a difference, though. Help keep things changing for the better. A far nobler dream than the one to which you clung before, and one I am happy to say we share. Whatever path you choose, I will pray for your success. Well, when you put it like that, there's no going back now, is there? We've got a few ideas on how we can do our bit, just a matter of taking the first step. Oh. Okay. Wonder what that's about. Truly, to see Christ Shearer thus inspired by our actions is inspiring in itself. Yet, however much I say, I may wish to stay and see what comes of his efforts here in Yulmor. We have matters of our own to attend to. Come, we should return to the Crystal Tower, and mayhap Bagwig's studies have borne fruit in our absence. Well, I hope so. Pain and pleasure, huh? My dog's making all the noise she possibly can. Oh, goddamn. There we go. Run faster. In case you're wondering what katana this is, it's the Leviathan katana. Welcome back. We are given to understand a new mayor has taken office in Yulmor. Indeed, our good friend Master Chai was elected by popular vote, and after some considerable soul-searching, chose to accept the post. It is a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared you in preparing the White Aura site? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had a frank discussion on the principles of soul transference and concluded at length that White Orf site was ill-suited for our purposes. But Ryanje, did you not say that compared to the massy soul of an Ascian, the stone should house one of ours with ease? That I did. And armed as we are with Beklug's inaugural insight, 'twould indeed prove a trifling matter. were we to disregard the inviolable link twixt mind and soul. A link which would, we did blatantly realize, be weakened most perilously in the process of rendering our souls dormant, as our sight doth require thus. The shedding of these fleshy simulacra, and the surfeit of ether which compriseth them, would in all likelihood deprive us of our psyches as well. Yet it would theoretically be possible to channel your minds into the Orsight instead, but we would more likely sacrifice your souls in the process. Which is why we have abandoned that plan, and instead devoted our time to finding a means by which mind and soul might be transported together. Then we are no closer to a solution than we were when we first began. It is a vexing conundrum indeed, but one for which the Crystal Exarch has posted a most intriguing solution. When our discussions turned to the transference of memories and the psyche, I could not help but be reminded of a technique with which I have personal experience. Do you recall what we learned of my eyes from our encounter with Doga and Une? I speak of the royal eye of the elegant imperial line, gifted to my forebears through the blood and memories of the ancient Allegans. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower. If we were to gain an understanding of the technology by which the Allegans were able to accomplish the transference, perhaps then we could keep mind and soul together. Imagine, if you will, a device like unto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of the soul. That is the current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it wheresoever it leads. While we are thus engaged, I think it best that Kid return to the source and inform Krill and the others of our findings. Agreed. I imagine Tataru will be relieved to hear we've made progress of a sort. Then, I would beg leave to relay our findings unto Thancred and mine, and to assist where I may in their investigation of the empty. There we go. Yes, please do. Should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. Give our regards to Tataru, won't you? Talking is difficult. One of the most fascinating songs is this one that they have here just for this place. Like, they have in a couple of other places, but not many. Mordona is still the central area among the world. It's so weird. I'm happy to see that they're doing something with it again, but it's still strange to me. Here we are, into the Rising Stones with us. I really do need to make more gills so that way I don't have to worry about running out ever. Kid, you're back. How'd everything go on the first? Wait, don't tell me. Krill will be there shortly, and will be here shortly. And she'll want to hear too. She's just tending to the others, their bodies and gods, I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here. Upon speaking with Tataru, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Oh, shit. Begin! Err. Do.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly. But tell me, how fare our friends in the first?
They're okay, I guess, for the most part.
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it. Well, while they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
We're not using the white auracite.
Oh, you're back.
Kid Zeal, you skipped some fucking important details there. So are you. You've been away for a while, my dude.
And none the worse for wear, I see.
Estinian! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
Where to begin? After entering the Empire via Razat Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself. There, we found a man whom all assumed dead. But his soul lives on, and he has wrested back his flesh. Xenos Ye Galvas. Nor did the surprises end there. For no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn. What's wrong?
You know, just the usual. I'm going back! Your sword is broken. I've seen him in action, his body at least. You will not best him alone. Nay, death will not come easily to that thing. If you would join me, then by all means. What good it will do. The Black Wolf and the Azure Dragoon. I suppose this might suffice. Come then. simple pleasures of one's own flesh. Truly, there's no place like home. Abomination. Whatever he is, Kid was barely a match for him if we stay here much longer. Emperor Varus, your radiance, are you all right? We may wear out our welcome. Your radiance, no! Must even the most muddling of sports be spoiled, the world conspires to board me. But I have no cause to remain. I leave these vermin to you. Xenos! Well, any bright ideas? Hey there, Farzan. How you doing? Just one. How are you doing? Oh, why thank you. Intruders have taken flight. Repeat, the intruders have taken flight. Deploy all available magic armor. We cannot let them escape. Thank you. Thank you very much. God, I've been at this for over 3 hours now. Oh, I'm role-playing. Yay! I got a heal, I got my attack, I got skydriver buff. I'm gonna go down on that one. Okay, it's not too bad. Come on, attack with it. Oh. Die, would you? Oh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. Hold on. Oh, fuck, a predator tank? Seriously? Oh, piss off, would you? There we go. Oh, it's these two. Okay, I know these guys. Just we split up. Alright, I'll take the lower road, so to speak. Oh, so you go outside. Stay safe. I go. Oh, yeah. I didn't even see the doorway. What's all this? Society of Non-Magics. Using technology to better their society, I guess. However you want to say it. More or less, it's all the same. Well, someone's been busy. Oh my! Who the fuck? Who are you? And you would bar my way, would you? Come to talk. Lend me your strength. Who the hell are you? Let's know what forward door does. Shit. Alright, so like I haven't done this fight a million times before. He's doing 79,000. What kind of a monster is this guy? You are a terrifying creature, you know that? That's fine. Let's just switch here. Come on, hit him. There we go. Oh, crap. I wonder if that door is meant to take care of these guys. It appears that it is. Actually, that's just fuel. Full power. Huh? Okay, yeah, so that's what that's for. Preoccupied, huh? Who are you? You're probably just some unimportant character attached to the back of an Ultima lookalike, but like, come on. They made a fucking Ultima. Garlands and their Machina. Now, where are you guys? Fucking Ultima, man. No. Not that bastard again. If I get into the next goddamn expansion and start fighting those things on the casual, I'm gonna be slightly upset.
Are you all right?
Peer into my past, did you?
Not by choice.
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours. But no matter. Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit. Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Ascian in all but name.
Yep.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than a hero traversing the rift between worlds. My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray. Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose. Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
That he did, but we parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention.
Yeah, what do you think?
He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something.
Uh-oh.
Lest you worry. I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead. Speaking of which, I'll see that Riol and our shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
Well, I mean, if the fight's boring. I will literally kill him in my
I
sleep.
suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
You must be shattered after all that's happened back and forth between worlds. Why not stay here and rest for a while? I'm sure Becklug can manage without you. They've got enough scions to help them, if you ask me. I have to agree with that. Meanwhile, in Garlemald. Alright, sit back a little bit. Traitors, you would dare deny Lord Nerva the throne? Onward before this day is done. Victory shall be ours. Jeez, look at all that, eh? This is everything you wanted, Xenos. Boring, boring, boring. Do you think I find it amusing, like dogs herding cattle to the slaughterhouse? That's you. Your soul is... Who are you? Before your majesty, I am but another dog, lost in the wanton of your master, a hunting dog, if you should wish it so. For I know full well the prey in which you seek. The Zodiac. Isn't Zodiac the last Archon? Or am I Zodiac? Did you hear the mayor's reopening Daedalus Stoneworks, and they're looking for laborers? There's talk of resettling some of the old abandoned villages too. They're even laying on free Telos to help anyone willing to make the move. Free Talos? We'd best get packing. Steady work, board, and lodging. If that's not a recipe for hope, I don't know what is. Hope. Yes, as long as I yet live, I would see that feeble flame rekindled. It is my destiny to see our dream fulfilled. What? Why is he back? Why is he alive? You're supposed to be dead. Stay dead. Is someone casting time magics again? Jeez. Alright, so I gotta figure out where the raid is. 24 man, because I have no idea. What is this one over here? 1001 farewells. No, what is this? That's 1001 farewells. I'll have to figure out what that is later. It's probably something I'm gonna have to do on my own time. Alright, let's see here. Because I have no idea what the new raid's called. Oops, I accidentally turned that off. Come on. Whoops. Oh, fuck off. There we go. Need the patch notes. Gotta know where to go. Main scenario quests, we just finished all those. Come on, load. Chronicles. Chronicles of new era quests have been added. Huh? So that's in Colusia. Scandal of Korma. Is that a side quest? Simple War Magic. Main scenario quest. Oh, beehive yourself. Custom deliveries. Beast Tribe for the fairies. Beast Tribe vendors. New Game Plus. Housing. Do we not have the 24-man raid? Here we are, 24-man raid. Near raid guide. Is it in Colusia? It is the near raid. So it's the one in Colusia. First you have to be level 80 and have an item level 435 to start the raid. You must have completed the main scenario of Shadowbringers, Gusty Dwarf, Colusia. So, I'm gonna need to get my item level up, aren't I? Yeah. So that means I'm literally going to farm a dungeon. I guess I know what I'm doing tonight. Pressing all the wrong buttons. Colusia, Tomara, I think is where I need to go. All my ribs popping everywhere. Here we are. Gusty Dwarf. Here we are. World about Comra. Here's the latest rumor about Comra. The strategists find in recent memory, though actual details as to what said find actually is yet to emerge. If you happen to come into any juicy tidbits, I'd be keen to hear them. The suspense is killing me here. Alright. So I think I'm going to leave that here. Only reason I'm being is because I'm going to do this either tomorrow, depending on how I feel, or later in the week. It's almost 5 o'clock. I do still have to work tonight. So I'm going to try and take a nap, hoping someone will wake me up soon. And, yeah. We got quite a decent amount done. We managed to do the whole dungeon, obviously. That was pretty simple. It was easy enough to do. I got a couple pieces of armor, which I personally think are pretty freaking cool. I mean, look at these things. Aside from the tail thing, I can live with the tail thing. I think everything else about this is actually pretty cool. The one thing I wanted to try out, though, is... Oh, cool, I can. That is so cool. Oh, that is so cool. But yeah, no, I do hope that you guys enjoyed what we saw today. If you did, please do feel free to hit that like button and subscribe. Please don't forget to actually ring that bell as well, just to be sure that you don't miss out whenever I end up streaming again. But as I said, do feel free to stop by again. Drop a little message down in the didgeridoo below if there's any kinds of games you want to see me play, because believe me when I say I have one hell of a large variety of them to do so. But until then, I will see you guys in the next one, or whenever I may. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.